I'm still in my PJs and it is almost 4 o'clock. Yeah. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Hi beauties. That's gonna be my new catchphrase. Catchphrase, hopefully, we'll see. But hello, welcome to my channel. This is my first video. I don't know what I'm doing, but welcome to my channel. My name is Jasmine. I'm doing too much, honestly, I'm doing too much. I'm nervous, I don't know what I'm doing, but hi, welcome to my channel. I guess a little bit about me. I feel weird just going straight into it without giving a little bit of about me thing, but hi. Like I said, my name's Jasmine. I've been doing makeup for over 6 years. I graduated makeup school this year, or course, or whatever you want to call it. I'm certified. I did it. And now I'm doing this channel. And the main reason I want to do this channel is because I want this channel to hopefully be a welcoming gateway to the beauty world. I know that it can be very hard to join in the beauty world because of how difficult it is. Like, honestly, it's very hard, and even if you're just starting to learn how to do your makeup, it's overwhelming. Like, there's so many different products, so many different brands, and then there's so many videos of saying do's and don'ts and blah 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 blah. Let me tell you right off the bat, there is no right way of doing makeup. Say with me now. There is no right way of doing makeup. It's totally up to you. It's just like art, and that's how I see it. Makeup is art. Makeup is a form of self-expression. Yeah, and I want more people to enjoy it because honestly, it's so much fun and it can be very relaxing unless you're doing it in front of a camera, which is another topic which we don't need to get into today, and that's what this video is for. And specifically, this video is the Makeup 101 first video and the super easy makeup tutorial yay thing. I don't know what I'm doing. But in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to do this very easy, very simple makeup look. Here it is, the finished product. Ooh, so pretty. On top of this tutorial, I'm also going to give you guys some product knowledge on some various products that are out there because everyone needs or uses different products, and what might work for me might not work for you, and vice versa. Like, it's a roller coaster. I'm going to give you guys all the tips and tricks that I have and show you guys everything that I do. You don't have to do everything that I do. This is just again, a gateway for you guys to get started, and yeah, it's something. Let's have fun with it, honestly. And with that, we're gonna start with brows. So take it away, me in the future. Thank you, past me. I know this portion of the video may sound boring, however, it's very good product knowledge to know because everyone's different. The products that I use are going to be different than the products you may need. It's gonna vary depending on skin type, age, so many different things. So, without further ado, let's get started. Starting with primer. Primer. Now, listen, I don't know about you, but I hate primer. Primer sucks. It doesn't work well with me. However, just because it doesn't work well with me doesn't mean it's not going to work well with you. So, there are honestly quite a few different kinds of primer. There's primer for your face, for your eyes, mascara, there's even lip primer. I don't know much about that one. However, I do know a little bit about the others. So, let me tell you a little bit about each different primer that's out there. Starting with eye primer. Eye primer provides a base to eyeshadow to help it last longer and prevent creasing. Again, I don't use primer. Instead, I like to use concealer. That's a nice base. It works well. When it comes to eyeshadow primer, there are 2 different formulations. There's the cream version, which makes eyeshadow look bolder in color and definition. And there's a liquid version, which just provides a lighter texture. With mascara primer, there are only 1 formulation, and it's used before you apply mascara to condition the eyelashes and create volume. For the rest of the face, there are 3 different kinds of primer: neutral, corrective, and light reflective. Neutral primers visibly reduce pore size and appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Corrective primers help neutralize unwanted undertones. And light reflective primers help even out your skin tone, hydrates the skin, and reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Again, I don't use primer, don't really like it. However, if you want to try it, I highly recommend it. So many people look so great and it works so well on their skin. Just for me, it doesn't. So, yeah. There are 4 different formulations of products targeted towards eyebrows. Starting with pencil, it's a firmer consistency than eyeliner pencils, and it gives a more dramatic, clean effect. Powder gives a softer, natural effect, and the lines can be soft and diffused or defined. Pomades or creams provide definition and fullness and can give a dramatic effect. Gel provides fullness and keeps unruly eyebrows in place and can be layered over brow pencils and powder. To blend out your products, use a brow brush. That works the best. I've used it for nearly all of these different kinds of products, and it works pretty well if you're needing it to kind of be blended out. Okay, so I'm zoomed in now because we're going to do our brows first, which you guys already know that, but I'm recording this in so many weird ways, and I'm just gonna stop talking. What I like to use for my brows is just a little brow pencil. This one's by Annabelle. It's not that bad, honestly. And yeah, and I probably should preface this first. I very clearly have thick brows. If you have thin brows, you could still follow this. However, depending on your brows, this might not fully work for you, depending on the kind of look you want and so on. I'm very sorry if this doesn't work for you. I do promise in the future, once I find someone with thin brows, I will do a tutorial on it. It's just I don't have anyone at the moment. With that aside, let's get started. You're gonna want to take your brow pencil. You're gonna want to take your brow pencil, and how I like to do it is I do it a little bit like the 2016 brow, the dip brow, or whatever you want to call it. And what I do is I like to just fill in the areas that look a little dark. I like to do it this way. I just like to just fill it in slightly. You don't want to put too much pressure, not too much pigment, because that will be a lot of product on your brows and it'll be a mess, trust me. A little goes a long way. Then once you have a little bit of product on, you're gonna take this little brush. Oop, come on, come on, come on. Can you see it? There you go, kind of. Take this brush right here. It's a brow brush. It's kind of thick. The bristles are a little thick, and you just brush them. It's really easy, really nice, and it allows you to blend out the colors a little bit and fill in whatever shape you want. And just like that, my brow's pretty much done. I'm gonna quickly do this one on my own and then I will come back. So, one thing I should probably mention is your brows aren't gonna look the same. Look at mine. They don't really look the same. Granted, I'm not done, but they aren't really going to look the same. A lot of this saying, I believe the saying goes, your brows are supposed to look like cousins or sisters, but not twins. I can't remember this saying, but basically, it's okay if they don't look the same, because they don't. Especially mine, because my origin story of doing makeup involves me shaving off half of my brow. Specifically this one, which is why it's all messed up. We can get into that another day, but let's move on to carving out my brows. You're gonna need a concealer and a angled brush. If you don't have a concealer or a foundation, check out one of my future videos which will help you find your foundation and concealer shade. But for now, let's assume that you do, and you're gonna need it. What you're gonna wanna do is take your wand and just apply a little bit, like see? Maybe. Oh god, it's so... I'm too white for this. So I guess you can kind of see it right here. See how there's a lot of product at the end of the wand? You don't dip your brush into that. That is going to be too much product. You want it kind of near the end, right here. That's just enough product for you, for your brows. And what you're gonna do is basically shape them out the way you want. I'm gonna try to follow mine as natural as I can, and it's pretty much how it goes, so go like this and start sketching them out pretty much. Look at that. You're already partway there. Wow. So when you do this, you're gonna want to go as close to your brow as you can. Because if you don't, then you'll very clearly see the skin in between, which won't have makeup on it, and it'll just look a little off. Now I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I cannot handle that. Now I'm gonna move on to the next brow. Now, I like to go, even though this is the ideal brow I want, because of how messed up my brow is over here, I try to make this brow look a little more like this one. Now you're asking, Jasmine, why did you curve this one out first if you want this one to look like this one? Well, my dear viewer, I don't know. It's just because it's such a habit for me that I do my right one first before I do my left. I know, it's weird, but you're pretty much gonna do the exact same thing. This part, honestly, is where you can make your brows look pretty similar, because it's the concealer that's helping you shape your brows. Like, for example, you want them to kind of end at the same time, start at the same time, and all that kind of stuff. Like, for example, when you try to furrow your brows, kind of want them to start at the same time. This one's a little further out compared to this one, so I'm gonna want to fix up right over here once I get to that point. Same at the end. I can see that this one ends a little shorter than this one, so I'm gonna go back over here and just fix that up. It takes some time, but you'll get used to it. Should I probably stop recording this? Yes, actually I'm gonna do that. Sorry, I had to get off camera for a little bit because I really need to get close to my mirror to really see everything. But looking now, my brows look pretty similar, honestly. They're so thick though. I've kind of started to embrace my thick brows. Like there's nothing I can really do about it, so I just embrace it. And it kind of works with me, so. Anyways, now that we have the carving done, you can kind of see I went a little bit in front of my brow, so I applied a little bit right here. You don't have to do that. I did just so that I can make, because this brow was a little bit more rounded compared to this one. So I tried to make this one a little bit more square to match this one a little bit, which for the most part worked. And yeah, moving on, you're gonna need your concealer once again. Now, I've already said this, I don't like using primer. So my primer, my base for my eyes is concealer. I find that concealer is the best as a base. I don't know, it works better and I love it. And I'm going to use a sponge to blend this all out. Blend, 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 blend. Now, I should preface and say this. I haven't done this yet and I haven't really talked about it yet. But if you have dark circles and your concealer can't cover them, like see how my eyes were a little dark? Ooh. See how my eyes were just a little dark and my concealer covered them? It's because I don't have that much of an issue. But if you do, you are going to need a color corrector concealer before you apply your regular concealer, just to color correct those dark circles in your eyes. Anyways, so you gotta blend that out. I also like blending out the lines I've made around my eyebrows when I was carving them out, just so then when I apply my foundation, you don't see a clear line that separates my brows from my foundation. And as you can see, it looks a lot better, so that's a win in my book. I guess now we can continue with some more product knowledge. So again, take it away, me in the future.
Thank you once again, me from the past. Wow, let's talk more about product knowledge. So much fun. I know you guys are loving this. I am so loving this as I'm recording this. Let's get started. Moving on, we are going to talk about foundation and concealer. Now, in my next video, I'm going to show you guys how to find your perfect shades in both your foundation and concealer, and we'll probably talk about this again. However, I'm just going to talk about it briefly right now for those who may already know their foundation and concealer shades. With concealer, there are two different kinds: regular concealer and color correcting concealer. With color correcting concealers, these guys are used to help neutralize unwanted tones. For example, acne. To reduce the visibility of acne, you can apply a green color corrector to cancel out the red. If there are any pigmentations on your face you want to reduce, refer to the color wheel and pick the colors opposite from one another. Example, to get rid of a red pigmentation, I would have to use a green. And if you look on the color wheel, green and red sit opposite from each other on the color wheel. You can also just search up what is the complementary color to insert color you want to neutralize, and Google will just tell you which color will cancel it out. But that's just a theory, a color theory. Moving on, let's talk about regular concealer. I've already said earlier on this that I will talk more in depth about this in a later video. However, I will give you guys a little information about the 3 different kinds of formulations. Starting with liquid, which is the most common and provides light to medium coverage. Cream or stick. It's long-lasting, best on mature skin, and provides medium coverage. And lastly, pot. This guy provides heavy coverage. I tend to use this guy to cover up my eyebrows when I am doing a creative makeup look. And to apply your concealers, the most common ways I've seen out there is either using a foundation brush or like a smaller version of foundation brush, a sponge, or your fingers. I hate touching makeup with your fingers. It is horrible. It's the consistency, I don't know. I hate it. Now moving on to foundations, there are 5 different formulations. There's tinted moisturizer. It's light, sheer, dewy coverage. That's what's going to give you. Then there's liquid. It's the most common and tends to give off a natural to medium coverage. Cream to powder or powder mineral foundation. It's lighter and gives a more natural coverage. Cream is the longest lasting, suited on mature skin, and provides a medium to full coverage. Then lastly, there's a pancake, grease stick, or grease paint foundations. These guys are maximum coverage. It is like a mask when you put this stuff on. You will not see anything. Or so I've heard. I've never personally used them, but they are thick boys. Now with eyeshadow, there are 3 different formulations for eyeshadow products, starting with powder, pressed or loose. It's the most commonly used. It's good for all skin types, especially oily skin. Cream or liquid, good for most skin types, especially those with dry skin. It can be subtle or bold, whichever way you decide to blend it out. It's also long lasting and is used prior to powder eyeshadow to intensify the color and definition. There's also pencil or stick eyeshadows. These guys can be smudged to appear softer. Because of how versatile eyeshadow is, there are many different brushes that you can use. It's going to depend on the kind of eye look you're wanting. Just like the eyeshadow, highlighter also has 3 different formulations. There's powder, which gives off a finish that is lightweight and matte, best on oily skin. Then lastly, there's the liquid, cream, or stick. Both formulations are light to heavy and can give a dewy look. They are best on dry, dehydrated, and sensitive skin.
So now that that's all blended out, we're going to move on to applying the eyeshadow. For this look, all you're going to need is a white eyeshadow or an eyeshadow that matches your skin tone, and you're just going to apply it all over the place. This will help set your concealer and prevent it from creasing, especially if it's hot where you are. It will crease. It will more likely crease because of the heat and the sweat that your eyes produce. So you're just a little bit, just enough to cover the eye. And I should have said this, but you're using just a big fluffy brush to just blend it all out. And that is pretty much that. It's really simple, it's really easy. We're gonna come back to the eyes, but with how I do my makeup, we're gonna move on to the rest of the face before we finish the eyes. So take it away, me in the future.
Now with blush. It adds color, warmth, and even depth to the face. To find your perfect natural blush, find one that complements your undertone and creates a gentle flush to your face. Moving on to the formulations, there are 4 different kinds of formulations with blush. There's powder, probably the most common, blends easily and easy to use on all skin types and conditions. Liquid, becoming a little bit more popular. It's sheer and has a natural finish. Cream, which is also becoming more popular. it gives a smooth application, blends out easily, and great for dehydrated and dry skin. Then there's Gel Blush. It's a water-based blush and creates a cheek stain, and it's very long lasting. You guys know those lip stains that were kind of popular some time ago? It's essentially that, but blush. And along with blush is bronzer. Bronzer tends to be warmer and giving the illusion of tanned skin without the side effects of sun rays. There are 3 different formulations of bronzer, one being powder, which gives off a matte or shimmery finish, liquid, which is more of a natural or glowing finish, and cream. Smooth application, blends easily, excellent for contouring. Mascara. Mascara has 5 different formulations to meet so many different needs. There's lengthening, best for short, sparse lashes. Curling, best for straight lashes. Volumizing. Volumizing. Wow, I cannot say this word. Volumizing. Best for thin, sparse lashes. Tubing. Tiny cones form around individual lash hairs, best for contact wearers and people with allergies or sensitive eyes. Then lastly, there's waterproof mascara. It's best for athletes, brides, and people with watery eyes because of how long-lasting it is and pretty smudge-proof. Now lastly, but certainly not least, are the lips. Lips have honestly quite a few different products that come with it. Starting with lip liner, which typically is a pencil, and it helps define or correct lip shapes, prevents lip color from bleeding, can be used to fill lips in and add intensity to create longer lasting results, and prolongs wear of lip color. Then there's lipsticks that adds color and texture. There are 4 different formulations of lipstick. There's matte. It's durable and long-lasting with maximum adherence. Cream, which glides on smoothly. Sheer, which is easiest to apply. And shimmer, light reflecting, metallic, and creamy. Then there's lip gloss, used to add shine and fullness, and can be used on its own for its moisturizing properties. With lip gloss, there are 3 different formulations. There's clear, which provides shine without adding color. Then there's colored, which has less concentration of color compared to lipstick. Then there's plumping glosses. These guys contain lip plumping ingredients. Wow, that was hard to say. And that's pretty much everything for today's product knowledge. I know it's a lot, it is truly a lot, but again, it's good to know. It's good to know some of these things because, like I said, everyone's going to be different, and now you know probably what products will work best for you. Moving on, let's actually do some makeup now. Wow.
Alright, now that we know everything that needs to be known about makeup in general, we're going to first start with applying some gloss to your lips. Why? Because future you will thank you for later. The reason why I like to apply gloss right now is because it's going to hydrate your lips. You can use chapstick as well. I like to use gloss. And it's going to hydrate your lips. So when you do end up, applying your lipstick or your lip liner and all that fun stuff, it's going to be a lot easier and it's going to make your lips look better. I used a purple looking one, but it's probably best to use one that is more close to your lip color, so like a pink or a nude. Those guys tend to work better depending on the lipstick you're using, but I use this one because it's right there. But anyways, moving on, now that pretty much everything eye-wise is done for now, we're going to move on to applying our concealers and our foundation and everything else. First thing you're going to want to do is apply whatever color corrector you need to apply. For me, I have a lot of red spots, so I'm using a green color corrector to correct it. And my stick kind of is at the end of its lifespan, so I'm using just a little brush to get the product. And really, you just want to apply it to all the little spots you may have. And the reason why you want to apply this is because if you don't, you will see your acne spots or whatever you're trying to cover up, you will see it underneath your foundation. And for some, they don't really like seeing it, so that's why you cover it up with this. The power of color theory. I have a lot of tiny little spots, so now that I got at least most of them covered up, we can move on to applying concealer. With the concealer, I like to apply it directly over top of the color correcting concealer. This will just help prevent the color, for example, in this case, green, from showing through your foundation. So just apply it pretty much everywhere you applied your color corrector, and then you're going to use either a sponge or a foundation brush to blend it out. I'm using a foundation brush because I can, and just pretty much blend it out. I used a little bit too much concealer, but it's okay because I do have some other little red spots that aren't enough to warrant the color corrector, but the concealer can easily cover it up. Oh fuck, my face looks so white. I didn't even see. Oh yeah, that's what happens when you use a very white concealer. Jeez, jump scare. Holy crap. Wow, I look so pale. I look so pale all of a sudden, which is so weird. Sorry, I'm just amazed. Alright, so now that the concealer is all done and ready, we are now going to apply the foundation. I'm again using a foundation brush, and I'm just going to apply right here. Really simple, really easy, super easy to do. It's like painting on a canvas. One thing you're gonna have to be careful about when you are applying your foundation around your brows is just go really slow and do pretty much exactly what you did when you were carving out your brows. Just the top portion. You don't have to obviously go in here because you already did that. That's where your eye makeup is. Just on the outskirts of your brows, just go really slow. And when you're going around your eyes as well, just go really slow. You'll even like close your eyes a little bit if you must, and then blend it out. Around your nose, make sure you get like right in here. That's a really easy spot to miss, and that can look a little weird. Go a little bit down your neck too, just to blend it into your natural skin tone. I don't have that much product on here, so that's why I'm going so far down. Look at that. Now, my lips look a little weird. When getting foundation around your lips, I like to kind of go like this and then apply it all over. You're gonna get some foundation on your lips. That's okay, your lipstick will easily cover it. And now I look a little bit like a ghost. You always look like a little bit of a ghost once you just have your foundation on. So next, after your foundation, you're gonna go in with your contour. I'm using a liquid contour that I made myself. Just a little bit along the sides of your face. That's a lot. I put too much. Oh no. But that's typically how much I like to apply-ish. I'm going to use this very much messed up brush. It's a contour brush. This one's kind of old and kind of messed up, but again, here's a photo of a better looking one. And just gonna blend it out. If you're using powder, you'll pretty much just dip your brush into the powder and just do the same thing, more of a stroking motion than this motion. I've gotten used to applying my concealer. I've been doing it for years, so I kind of know where to apply it. But if you don't know where to apply it, just go like this and you'll see where to apply it. So this is a very rough draft of the contour. We're gonna blend it out a little bit more, but that's just roughly what you want. You can also contour your nose with using a smaller, fluffier brush like this guy right here. Just apply a little bit of your contour and just contour the areas of your nose that you want to contour. I like to just do a little bit like of an outline of my nose, just a little bit of an outline, and then make it into a little circle like that. Kind of like if you're drawing a, what is it? Oh, kind of like you're drawing in general. When you're making a nose, this is roughly the shape that an artist would make. And then, using that same brush, I'm gonna just blend it out. Now, trust the process. Promise everything will look better. So next thing you're gonna wanna do is bring out your concealer again and apply it like so. This is where I like to apply it. Some people even apply it a little bit down here, up here, there. Some people like to apply it a little bit above their lips, and some people like to do it like a triangle underneath their eye. I personally don't like doing that because I use my concealer as a highlighter as well, and I want it to look like my eye is a little bit lifted, if that makes sense. And then I'm gonna go in with a sponge and just do that. If your sponge has like a flat surface like mine does, you can utilize that to get a good sharp edge in certain areas, like right here. Just get a good sharp edge when you're using or when you're doing a very colorful eye makeup. Doing that will be so helpful and it will look so good. For the nose, I like to focus the sponge on a spot that doesn't have that much concealer on it, so the edges right here have a lot of concealer on it, so I'm going to use more down here to blend it out on my nose, because I don't want to get rid of that contour, but I do want to blend it out more. So I just dab it all around. There we go. Now, as you can kind of see, the contour is very bad. So what I like to do is, using the sponge, since there's still some concealer, some foundation on it, all you're gonna do is just go over it. And that will make it look a little bit more subtle, just a little bit. I'm also gonna apply a little bit around. And there you go. Now, we're gonna wanna add translucent powder. I like to add translucent powder, especially, ooh, come on. Spank it. Oh my gosh, I have like none left. Okay, there we go. So I like to use translucent powder just to get rid of some of the shiny bits. So using a fluffy brush, dab it along, all along right here. Beautiful. I also like to get underneath my eye, so then when I apply my mascara, it won't transfer onto my skin. And just apply anywhere where you don't want shininess. Then we're gonna move on to our blush. I like to use a powder blush. This thing has been through the ringer so far. I'm just using a little bit of an angled fluffy brush. You can kind of see it. Yeah, it's a little angled, it's fluffy. So after you apply some, a lot of people like to smile, see where the apples of their cheeks are, and that's kind of where you want to apply. So like right here, then go up. I like to use blush as an additional contour, so I have it follow a little bit of my contour that I've already applied. It's giving me a little bit of color back into my face and just a little bit of extra contour. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Wonderful. Mwah. Kiss myself. Mwah. And you're gonna do the same thing over here. Alright, so now that is all blended out. If you want to blend it more, I like to use a really big dome brush and just do extra blending. Because this thing has no color on it, so you don't really have much to worry about in the sense of color spreading everywhere. Now, next thing you're going to want to do is we're going to finish our eyes. To do that, we are going to use some highlighter. Look at that highlighter. It's so highlightery that you can't see it on camera. Got our trusty dusty little highlighter, and I'm going to use just a small brush. Look at that, very small. You can use either a flat small brush or a fluffy small brush, your choice. I typically use a fluffy one, but I can't find it. And what you're going to do is apply your highlighter right in the inner corners of your eye. Just right there, tap it out to blend it out, and boom. It's super easy, super simple. Like so, and look at that, you're done. Lastly, okay, technically you're not done because you gotta add your mascara, which is right here. Now when you open up your mascara, take your wand and just scrape it on the side. This is to get rid of any excess product because that will cause a mess. If you ever watch The Odd Ones Out, you would probably know what I'm talking about. Now to apply, just open your eyes really wide. Some people like to open up their mouths like this. Your choice, I tend to do that. Here, let me get a little closer for you guys. So, you can go side to side, blink, or a mixture of both. Again, you want to be careful. You don't want too much pressure, because if you put a lot of pressure, you can end up with mascara on your eyelid, which isn't always fun. And just apply as you go. If you want more volume, more length, you're gonna want to add layers, because that is what will give you your length and your volume. Look at that, my lashes are so pretty. And now to do the bottom one, you do not want to dip your mascara wand into the product again, just because when it comes to your bottom lashes, you don't want a whole lot of product on them. You're gonna want to first, like, you know, use as much of the product onto your top lashes before you do your under lashes, because those guys are small, they don't need a lot of product, and it's a lot less messier. Once this guy is a little low on product, you can open up your eye, go like this, and again, just side to side, side to side. And there you go. Same on the other side, And again, you want to be gentle when you are doing your mascara because you don't want to have too much product on your face, on your skin. You don't really want to get mascara on your skin. It's not bad, it's just it looks a little messy. It is okay because it's really hard to avoid getting it on your skin when you're doing your lower lashes. And it doesn't look bad when you do, especially when you do a full glamorous look. You have eyeshadow all on your under eye, which will be like, that eyeshadow will kind of cover up whatever mascara gets onto your skin. If you think you don't have enough product, go into your thing, apply a little bit to your upper lashes, and then go back to the bottom lashes. Alright, there we go. And lastly, we're gonna wanna do our lips. Lips are super, super easy. All you have to do is, for this look, just apply it. I like to do my lower lip first. Go like that. A little bit on the top lip. Go like that. And done. That's pretty much it. And let's get a wide shot of this. Ooh. Ah, look how pretty I am. Look at it. Look at it. I'm so pretty. And that's pretty much this look. It's really easy. It's really simple. It's also my first video, so please don't knock me. But that's pretty much the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys look fabulous. No, I don't hope, because I know you guys do. And I hope this tutorial helped you guys. Sorry, my camera's dying, which is why I'm kind of rushing through this now. But that's that. Look at me. Look at me. We're gorgeous beauties. We're gorgeous. All right, check out my other videos. Check out my social media. And I will see you guys later. Bye.